Okay, here we go, we're recording. This is the new one I'm just working on. Get a look at the horizontal display, steering stick, and vertical axis is your throttle stick. We have some nice metering on the front panel. Here's the old one. Now I'm going to spin this around. We'll have a good look at the servos here. There's one servo, there's the other. Now you will notice the upper deck switch bouncing around a little. So I've left it loose. The upper board's just loosely mounted. We're letting it float there because it wants to bounce around. If we try to put it down too tight, it just binds up the switches. Now there's a look. This one's open. I'm going to show you. Here's the coupler technique here. We're using two little pieces of this escutcheon plate and a plastic drinking straw to couple into the spline of the switch. You see the little slot in the switch? And we couple that into the other one, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. I just got to set the camera back down. Before I do that though, here's a chassis I'm working on. It's using 4.8 volt cordless screwdriver motors and a screwdriver bit for the axle and baby carriage wheels from a baby stroller. And this is a 4-motor, 8-wheel drive system, and I'm going to pilot the outside of the bearings so it can support more weight. I'll set the camera down here. We're in HD. Maybe zoom in just a bit. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Well, that's too low. Okay, this is how we're coupling the... You take the little pieces of your escutcheon plate here, there's two of them. Just cut two little thin strips of an old aluminum escutcheon. Put it into the spline, the hole in the switch spline. Put the straw on top. And we just set the switch down in. Sorry, it's going to go this way. There. Now the switches are double ganged upper and lower deck, but they're not yet synchronized. Now we have to electrically synchronize these so they run together as one. And again, we don't tighten this all the way down. We're just leaving this board loose so it can float around a bit. And here's a set of displays. I dropped that one. Now we have using the T 1 3/4, and on the lower the smaller. This will be for synchronization of the switches, and they're the same color coding. So because we need to synchronize these two switch sets in pairs now, upper and lower. I'll zoom back out. So when we do this, by adding that upper deck of switches, we can now eliminate these two. Reversing relays will no longer be required because this upper switch will switch the negative voltage on the horizontal axis for reversing. And also, we've eliminated the ghosting problem because now we're driving our vertical axis display from the upper deck and the motor drive matrix from the lower deck. So there'll be no more feedback and no more ghosting in the display. So we're back up to a 12 by 12 with 24 motor drive capabilities, forward and reverse, with no inversion relays and no ghosting. And this is the best you can do. That's the best you could hope for. Just bear with me for a moment. I want to open this up and just show you inside. I got some real nice little hinges here. And we're going to hinge the front to open like this in the front, and this will also hinge up like that, and you can see into the control box here. There's my one battery right now I'm using to power it. And we got lots of room. There's the horizontal axis terminal block, and there's the vertical axis. So I hope that gives you a good idea of what we're doing here. Also, the motor diode drive rails I've made here these ones have 6 double space, and this one's a 12. They do not have to mount at the control. These can mount into the robot because there'll only be 2 wires going into this and 6 coming out, or this one has 2 going in and 12 coming out. This gives the robot spinal tap and can mount this anywhere in the robot. We'll have only 2 wires going in. It will minimize the number of wires coming back into your control box. So I'm going to have this thing running in another day or 2, mounted onto its chassis, mobile, ready to put a robot on top. Thank you.